The world is about to witness a conversation unlike any other. Two of the most brilliant minds of our time come together to discuss the future, one that blurs the line between fiction and reality. On one side, a legendary actor who has touched millions of souls through cinema, Keanu Reeves. On the other, a visionary entrepreneur who pushes the boundaries of technology to create new worlds, Elon Musk. Today, these two icons sit down for a conversation that could change everything. For years, we've watched stories unfold on screens, experienced digital landscapes, and imagined the impossible. But what if the impossible is becoming real? What if art and technology merge so seamlessly that we no longer just imagine new worlds, we live in them? Keanu and Elon are here to discuss exactly that. This isn't just a conversation about science, fiction. This is about the future of humanity, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and the digital frontier. These are not just concepts. They are the forces shaping our destiny. Art doesn't just tell the truth, it shapes the future. Keanu says, as technology transports people into virtual worlds, we'll have to ask ourselves, how free are we really? Elon adds, what happens when these two great minds collide? What doors will they open for humanity? Buckle up, because what you're about to hear will challenge your mind, stir your emotions, and might just change the way you see the future forever. The interview begins. The air is thick with anticipation. Two men, one a storyteller, the other a world builder, sit across from each other, ready to unravel the intricate connection between art, technology, and the human experience. Keanu Reeves, known for bringing depth and soul to every role he plays, leans forward. His voice is calm, but carries weight. Movies are not just entertainment. They shape the way we think, the way we feel. They influence cultures, spark revolutions, and even help us see the world differently. Elon Musk nods, his eyes sharp with curiosity. Exactly, he says. Films don't just take us to different worlds. They often predict the future. They lay the foundation for what's possible, even before science catches up. A silent pause. The weight of those words lingers in the air. Keanu smiles slightly. Art frees our imagination. It allows us to dream beyond reality. Science might build the future, but art is what first dares to imagine it. Musk, ever the innovator, counters, and technology accelerates that process. What was once a distant dream in a sci-fi movie is now becoming real. Artificial intelligence, virtual worlds, even space travel. The room is silent, except for the hum of the cameras capturing this historic conversation. Keanu looks directly into the lens, speaking not just to Elon, but to everyone watching. We're not just consuming stories, we are living them. And the choices we make, whether through art or technology, will define the reality of the future. The words hang in the air, challenging the audience to think deeper. This is just the beginning. The conversation deepens. The energy in the room shifts. What started as a discussion on storytelling now evolves into something much bigger, the future. A world where art and technology no longer just complement each other, but merge into one. Elon Musk leans back, his mind racing with possibilities. Virtual reality is not just another form of entertainment, he says. It's a completely new space, one where people will live, work, and create. Soon, stepping into a movie won't just mean watching it. You'll feel like you're actually there. Keanu nods, intrigued. And that changes everything, he responds. Watching a film won't just be about storytelling. It will be about experiencing a world firsthand. Imagine standing beside Neo in The Matrix, not as a viewer, but as a participant. Elon's eyes light up. Exactly. The way AI is evolving, it won't be long before these virtual worlds feel just as real as the one we live in. The thought lingers. A world where cinema, gaming, and reality blend into one seamless experience, where imagination is no longer confined to the limits of a screen. Keanu leans forward, his voice carrying a sense of wonder. Think about it. A scene in a film is no longer just something you watch. You don't just see it, you feel it, you're inside it. The boundaries between real and digital dissolve. The weight of that realization hangs in the air. The future of entertainment, of art, of human experience itself is changing, and it's happening faster than anyone ever imagined. This is no longer just storytelling. This is the birth of a new reality. The air in the room grows heavier. The conversation is no longer just about technology or storytelling. It's about existence itself. Elon Musk, always the futurist, leans in slightly, his voice carrying an almost eerie certainty. We are approaching a time when the line between reality and fiction will no longer exist. Keanu Reeves, his expression thoughtful, tilts his head slightly. You mean people won't be able to tell the difference? Elon exhales, as if weighing the implications of his own words. Not just that, they might not even care. The idea sends a chill through the room. The cameras keep rolling, capturing every word, every pause, every shift in energy between these two visionaries. Keanu taps his fingers lightly on the armrest of his chair, deep in thought. Losing yourself in a movie, it's always been a kind of escape. People sit in a dark theater watching a story unfold, and for those 2 hours, they forget their lives. They become part of another world. But when that world is no longer just on a screen, when you can step inside it, does the real world lose its meaning? Elon nods. That's the question. Right now, virtual reality is just a tool, but soon it could become a preference. If a digital world feels more exciting, more fulfilling, more alive than reality, why would anyone choose to stay in the real world? The words hang in the air, their weight undeniable. Keanu shifts in his seat, his intense gaze fixed on Musk. That's a dangerous thought, he says. People already struggle with distinguishing reality from fiction. Some get lost in their own minds. Technology will amplify that. The deeper we go into simulated realities, the more we have to ask, what is real? Elon folds his hands together, his voice calm but filled with conviction. Reality is already a simulation of sorts. Everything we see, hear, feel, it's just electrical signals interpreted by our brains. If technology can replicate those signals perfectly, then what makes one world more real than another? Keanu lets out a small chuckle, shaking his head slightly. That sounds like something straight out of The Matrix. Elon smirks. Maybe The Matrix was right. Silence. A deep, unsettling realization washes over them and over everyone watching. Keanu leans forward now, his voice softer but filled with something unshakable, a sense of wonder, of caution, of reverence. Getting lost in a movie is one thing. Getting lost in a world of pure illusion, that's something else entirely. Reality is messy, it's unpredictable, it's painful. But that's what makes it real. If we start choosing illusion over reality, what happens to the parts of life that truly matter? Love, struggle, growth. If we erase the pain, do we also erase what makes us human? Elon tilts his head slightly. There's respect in his eyes. That's the choice people will face soon, he says. Live in reality or exist in a perfect artificial world. And when that time comes, most people won't hesitate. The thought lingers, pressing into the minds of everyone listening. What if the future isn't about advancing technology? What if it's about deciding whether to stay in reality at all? The conversation has shifted from science fiction to an existential dilemma. And this is only the beginning. The conversation takes another profound turn. It's no longer just about art and technology. It's about how both are fundamentally reshaping the way humans perceive the world. Keanu Reeves, always thoughtful, leans back slightly. His voice carries a quiet intensity. Movies have always been more than just entertainment, he says. They make us feel, they make us think. A great film doesn't just tell a story. It puts us in someone else's shoes. It forces us to see the world through different eyes. That's the magic of cinema. It creates empathy. Elon Musk listens carefully before responding. His words come with the weight of someone who has spent a lifetime pushing the boundaries of reality. But technology is changing that process. Augmented reality, artificial intelligence, immersive experiences, they're not just showing us other perspectives. They're redefining how we interact with reality itself. Keanu nods. It's a shift, no doubt. In the past, a great film could change how you see the world. But now, with virtual worlds, people aren't just observing stories anymore. They're living them. Elon crosses his arms, his expression serious. And that comes with a risk. When you watch a film, you step into someone else's reality for a few hours. But when technology lets you create your own reality, will you ever want to leave? Keanu exhales, rubbing his chin thoughtfully. That's the paradox, isn't it? Cinema has always invited us to experience another world, but it never let us forget where we truly belong. Now with technology, that line is getting thinner. We might get so lost in these new realities that we forget about our own. A heavy pause. The weight of that thought lingers in the air. Elon, ever the pragmatist, finally speaks. Technology is a tool. It can bring people closer together, or it can isolate them. It can help us understand the world better, or it can trap us inside our own customized version of reality. The question is, will we use it to expand our minds or escape from them? Keanu smiles slightly, his eyes filled with both curiosity and concern. Every movie we watch, every story we hear shapes how we think, how we feel. They help us understand each other, help us make sense of this strange, messy world we live in. But now, technology is adding something new to that equation. It's not just showing us different perspectives anymore. It's creating entire new worlds, and we have to decide how we navigate that. The realization sinks in. Cinema once helped humanity understand itself. Now technology is giving us the power to redefine our own perception of reality. But will that bring us closer together or drive us further apart? The answer to that question may determine the fate of the world. And this conversation is far from over. The conversation has come full circle. What began as a discussion on storytelling has evolved into something much greater. A profound reflection on the future of human existence itself. Keanu Reeves and Elon Musk sit across from each other, both aware that they are discussing a future that is not centuries away, but just around the corner. Elon leans forward, his voice calm yet filled with conviction. In the near future, people won't just consume reality, they'll create it. Entirely new worlds, built from the ground up, tailored to personal experiences. The very concept of art will change, because reality itself won't be fixed anymore. Keanu listens intently, his brow furrowing slightly. If reality is no longer fixed, then what happens to the essence of being human? What happens to the emotions that make us who we are? Elon exhales, thinking carefully before responding. Technology will give us more control over our experiences, but that doesn't mean we stop feeling. If anything, it will amplify emotions. Imagine stepping into a piece of art, feeling a song, living inside a painting. The barrier between creator and audience will disappear. Keanu nods, but there is something deeper in his expression, a quiet concern. But art has always been about connection. A song, a film, a painting. They move us because they come from someone else's soul. If everyone is living in their own customized world, will we still connect with each other the way we do now? Elon tilts his head slightly. That's the paradox. The more advanced our technology gets, the more it should bring us together. But it could also isolate us completely. Everyone could retreat into their own reality, where they are the main character of their story, and no one else matters. A moment of silence. The weight of the thought lingers. Keanu sighs, then smiles softly. There is wisdom in his voice. Technology can change how we experience the world, but it can't replace what makes us human. The need for love, the need for struggle, the need to create something that outlives us. That's why art will always matter, because it reflects the evolution of the human soul. Elon nods slowly, as if absorbing the truth in those words. You're right. No matter how much technology evolves, our core human experience will always be tied to something real. Maybe that's the balance we have to find, between exploring infinite realities, but never losing sight of the one thing that connects us all. Keanu leans back, a thoughtful smile on his face. Art should evolve, humanity should evolve, but the soul, the thing that makes us human, that's the one thing that must never be lost. The conversation doesn't end with an answer, because this is not just a question for today. It is a question that will shape the future of humanity itself. The conversation has reached its climax. Keanu Reeves and Elon Musk, two visionaries from different worlds, have explored the intersection of art, technology, and human existence. Now, as the discussion draws to a close, they reflect on the world that is coming, a world unlike anything humanity has ever known. Keanu leans forward, his voice steady but filled with curiosity. When art and technology merge, we won't just change how we experience reality. We'll redefine what it means to be human. This isn't just a transition, it's an evolution of the soul, of perception, of existence itself. Elon nods, a rare glint of excitement in his eyes. And in this evolution, every individual will have the power to create their own reality. The lines between dream and life, between imagination and experience, will blur. Technology won't confine us. It will set us free. Keanu smiles, his expression contemplative. Freedom. But at what cost? Will we still seek meaning in connection, in shared experiences, or will we lose ourselves in infinite worlds of our own making? Elon shrugs, but his voice remains hopeful. It will be up to us. Every era of humanity has been shaped by the tools we create. Fire, the wheel, electricity, the internet. Now, we're stepping into something even bigger. And like always, we'll have to decide. Do we use it to grow, to understand ourselves better, or do we lose ourselves in it? A brief silence. Keanu takes a deep breath and looks directly at the audience. One thing is certain, there is no going back. The world as we know it is changing. We stand at the edge of something new, and whether we embrace it with wisdom or get lost in it, that's a story yet to be written. Elon smiles. Then let's make sure we write it well. The camera zooms out. Two men, two perspectives. One truth, the future is here, and a new world is coming. The end.